Good morning, good morning, good morning, and people who are watching this video.
Good
Today's
morning,
video
Nath.
is related to this word called as volunteering. Okay, um, volunteer is another word for seva, and my life has certain twists and turns in my life where I had understood seva in a different dimension also, and seva is also taken as one of the spiritual path. How many of you guys are aware of it? Okay, seva and spirituality always goes handy. And in my life, when uh, a time came, I did not have money to even buy food. Uh, I had to do something to get that food. And it was a langar of a gurdwara where I had to eat for some time. And seva for me was no one asked me there like what you can do, but I felt like giving. And that day I learned something very deep about business. One of the things that I understood is पहले सेवा फिर मेवा पहले मेवा फिर बाद में सेवा नहीं होता है. That means you need to do something generously for getting that feeling of what you can earn. So I needed the food. They gave me the food, but they did not ask me to do anything. I felt this word called as obligation, and I felt like doing something. And when I wanted to do something, I had to find what I should do, and I should do that. Now, this is a different kind of thing in this particular present world where everyone has certain intentions. I'm not saying good or bad, I'm saying intentions. And this intention is all about me, selfish. It's all about my happiness, my growth, my money, my family, my nation, and everything. Is it good or bad? I'll leave it to you to decide. And this is a topic which I wanted to share today because I'm also looking for some people to volunteer for us for this family. Volunteering does not have certain things. For example, you cannot volunteer if you have ego and arrogance. It is impossible. These two things will not work together. Impossible. So, another thing is um, you don't have judgment in volunteering. If you are judging, oh, should I do this work? Should I don't do the work? Yeah, this work is demeaning. This work is great. I think these are the three characteristics if you have to delete, only then you can become a kind of a good volunteer. Otherwise, I don't think so that is called volunteering. Volunteering also has another problem. The problem is you have to go there with zero expectation. Nothing. No one might recognize your task also. You might not be appreciated also. You might not be not only appreciated, chodo, you cannot be, so there are areas where no one is going to recognize also. And I'll tell you, there are certain things. Once you start noticing what people do, you will be filled with a lot of gratitude and gratefulness. That can be a simple task, like when no one is looking at it, okay? And there is a wash machine and there is a dirtiness on the wash machine. You just open the tap and you clean it, and there is no one there. Hello? Simple. Might be there are some shoes which are just kept in a haphazard way near somebody's doorway, and there is no one. You just arranged it and you went off. Right? And there is no reward for that. No one is recognizing this. Might be you just found the staircase dirty and you just did that cleaning part. No one told you to do that. Right? You just did it. So we usually see all these things in the family, typically with parents. They do certain things even without your recognition. For example, you are sleeping. Might be you are feeling cold or not, I don't know. But there is a hand which will pull out a blanket and give it on to you. And they will see that you are sleeping or not. If there is a loud noise, they're going to shut it down somehow. They're going to, if it is like raining outside or something, if you just come in, there is a towel wetting. Yes? Has it happened with you? And there is no recognition to this. Right? So I would like to open up this channel and ask people. Then why people do all these things where you are not getting any recognition? You are not getting any kind of whatever you want to expect. You are not getting even that love and blessing also. Right? It is all one-sided effort. one-side blind love, then why do you think volunteering is important for this present world? Okay, so I'll open this platform for other people to talk, and then I think I can take the help of ChatGPT to tell you about certain things. I have found out certain pointers. I'll I'll do it live in front of you. Okay, fair? Okay, and that might give you some ideas, some inspiration, some way to do it. Let's listen to you. Why is volunteering, you know, important in this particular era onwards? Go ahead. Who wants to share anything? Go ahead.
Good morning, Dada. I think volunteering is actually a process. Actually, if you look at it, where actually you are washing off your own, ego, first of all, where you are not, expecting anything and doing something which you want to do without any expectation, but also serving some purpose you have. But then, it may not have any reward to it. But I think it is just that, you have that some service in your mind that you want to give to some purpose, some organization or something which you think you like to do it. But in the end, it's just that there is no purpose. I mean, there's no uh, reward to it. Expect any reward to it, but then it's always voluntary. So you will always be there, available for any of the activity you have. So be it anywhere in your life, because it's just not just a spiritual part of it where you're talking about langar and all, but of course langar is the highest. I always felt example we always can look up to all
Mhm.
over the world. But of course, there are a lot of other activities which you can do, knowingly and unknowingly for other person to know it. So yes, it's something which person can look forward to, do it. Of course, it comes at the tip of a. I mean, there's another logic to it. A person will only come into that mode of serving only when his purposes in his life have come to a end, that you have that what do you call, that zeal to do something more for someone else. That's something. It's like the Maslow's triangle. So you keep going up and you come to know that, okay, now I'm going to give it then for myself. So that's
Well
my
said. I
definition
think
of.
well said. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Anyone else would like to share about volunteering? Then I will open up this entire forum in the next 5 minutes. I'll tell you about why do people volunteer and why it is important for a business to learn this and what will happen if you do that and how much money can you make out of it. Okay. And I'll tell you about why volunteering is so powerful in this era also. Okay, go ahead.
I think volunteering people do volunteering for the self satisfaction. Uh, they like something, they, so they do it.
Okay,
In
good.
some case, whenever I see Gurudwara and Mandir, etc., there
Mm-hmm.
people do volunteering. They have an expectation that is God will bless them.
Mm.
There is also this kind of expectation in human.
Okay. Okay. Anyone else would like to share something?
I think I noticed some 3 or 4 things. Number one, there is a clear agenda, right? Things are working already. So you're going to be a part. So there is no need for your mind to think, right?
Mm-hmm.
The ego is subsided, ego is going behind. Second thing is like you start observing yourself. Where this me, the tendency, the I that is coming up strongly. So you observe yourself and your anger, worry, anxiety, and everything else comes to light so you can get rid of them if it is not serving you. Third
Mm.
thing is there is something that is done for society, right?
Mm.
So you're contributing,
Mm.
right? Maybe there is a leader, maybe there is somebody else. You're not only serving them, you're also serving the society, right?
Mm.
So you become uh, a kind of person who serves from the heart. And fourth thing, if it is something that you really like, right, you can put your heart and soul. I compare that to a sculptor who is making the divine image. And when he's making the divine image, he's totally focused on that. So he goes beyond his temporary normal self, like his body, mind, and everything else. He gets a chance to transcend this limitation and become totally in love with whatever he is doing and putting his heart and soul into whatever he is doing. So this is a way to even transcend your normal spiritual evolution also, but that is beside the point. But we'll stick to the normal day-to-day businessman oriented. It's karma yoga. Karma
Great.
yoga and bhakti yoga all combined, and possibly we can even use jnana yoga if you have the understanding behind it.
I think a lot of information.
I'll add that.
Right.
Yeah. When you actually live at the soul level, now you realize that nothing else is important. To come closer to God, every being living here is actually or has God in itself. So we actually, then let go our ego, and then we actually love to serve people. And service, when it is selfless, then it is actually a true volunteering. Then we realize that we actually are not serving people, but we actually are serving God. This is what volunteering is.
Okay, great. Everyone's perspective is absolutely accurate according to them. And let's understand something that I learned in a different way. And everything is connected to business. As I said, I would like every knowledge of mine going to business. Business is always for human being. It is never done beyond anything, right? And business is always is all about making things stable for somebody or scalable for somebody. It is a very, very positive movement. Even if you want to kill your competition, but still it is being stable yourself, right? So I asked ChatGPT a few questions, and then I went into some other things. It was a very deep discussion between me and Mr. CGPT, Mr. or Miss, I don't know. and I was getting very delayed response. Then I went into another, uh, lovely friend, and her name is Gemini, and I got different answer because both come from different mothers. One is into something else, another is from the Google background, and I found certain pointers. So the word called as vine. Okay, vine is symbolizes growth, expansion, interconnectedness. The vines, the twigs, and it is associated with life force, vitality, and many other things. And in symbolism also, it goes towards enlightenment. Only when you come out of that entanglement, only you can go to the enlightenment. Divine, anything to take it off is D. Okay, is all about living everything and doing what. So I asked ChatGPT a few questions, and I have some answers. Maybe I can compile it as a article and give it to you guys. So the first thing that I asked ChatGPT was this. Guys, I'm using the latest one, which is ChatGPT 4.0, and I'm using another tool at the back end of it. So it has been actually a handcrafted tool, whatever you're looking at it. So it will not give you because it has been trained into certain things. So the first question I asked is, okay, what are the 10 traits to being a volunteer? And it says empathy, commitment, adaptability, patience, compassion, positive attitude, strong communication skills, reliability, teamwork, and resilience. And they have given certain explanations to this. So these are some of the traits, which is very intriguing for me because these are the same traits we are looking inside our family called as Festians, where we teach people how to close deals. And closing a deal is a kind of a deadly art because when you close the deals, two different communities or families or people get together and they do something amazing. And they can do something very bad also. Now, this also is a factor closing deals is also a factor for designing the destiny of our beautiful earth as well. And hence, it is not about the skill, it is about the person who is handling that is more important. A person can be very great with a AK-47 or any kind of guns. He is highly skilled. Now, should I give the gun to him or not? I think the judgment has to be based on the person's intentions, the person's way of thinking process, and the level of his mental wisdom or the enlightenment what he has got. Are you guys okay with this? Okay. So that's why the fest has been designed in such a way. I think all the trades that you have seen is relating back to fest. And when a person knows how to close deals, he's typically bringing in a lot of money. Money brings in a lot of power. Money brings in a lot of options, authority, opinions, and it also brings in a lot of resources to you. But what it doesn't bring is the decision-making capabilities. Right? Yes or no? It will give you options. Even if you hire people who are thinkers, subject matter experts, they will again give you opinions, but decision only you have to take. Am I making sense? No, I want somebody to be hired for taking a decision. Even to get that person also, you have to take a decision. That's why, if you see from my point of view, the power today is not about the guy who has got a lot of skill, right? Yes or no? A manager has a lot of skill. A CEO has different kind of skill. But look at the manager and the CEO. The CEO is the person, he might not know everything about the company or the product, but he takes some very solid decisions today, right? And people pay him so much just because he can take that multi-crore big risk-based decisions. And that is very, very tough. He has got to, he's like playing a chess. You are sweating, but you are not moving anywhere. Yes or no? You're sweating like hell, but you are not moving anywhere. Your blood pressure goes high without any movement, without any jumping around. And that's a different kind of a thing. Now, I think these are the traits which makes people rooted. Yes or no? If you see volunteering and if you see a person of a high caliber, if they are not grounded, then there is a problem. So I just asked ChatGPT and give me something else. So don't you think the CEO level of guys or the top level, who are big investors, they have to be someone who knows where it is being spent money. I mean, some empathy has to be there, some commitment, some adaptability. They need to do all these things. Now, the next question I asked is why people do volunteering? And I got some answers. It says there is a sense of purpose. Okay, finding strong meaning and purpose, contributing to something larger than oneself, deeply fulfilling, giving people a reason to feel they are different in this world, desire to give back. Then there is something called as personal growth and learning. Now, again, I leave it to you how you take this out. Some people volunteer to get something in exchange, might be develop a new skill, learn something, different experiences, yeah, social connections. Volunteering helps people to meet other people. So I think volunteering is technically not free. There is a sense of gratitude to give back. That means you have already received and you are now planning to give back. I think volunteering is also directed towards you attaining a next level into something. Fair? Right? And there is definitely a silent purpose towards your volunteering, whether it is love and affection, care, or just significance, or giving back, or some sort of a emotion which drives you to do this. Yes or no? Yeah. So with that, I'll come to the next point. I asked again ChatGPT, how is it important for a business and what role does it play? Okay, before I go ahead, I would like to take a pause and I would like to ask you, how is the session going so far? Are you loving it? Learning something out of it? Yeah? Is it something that can you figure it out? Because these are things which unfortunately we cannot learn by opening a nice book or getting into any fancy programs. You cannot learn. It's a character building process. It has to be done from the core. And only a iron can be bent. It has to be heated to that extent. And then it has to be beaten. Or I don't know how to call it. Beaten is the right word or not, I do not know. It has to bit, B-I-T. Okay. and then only it can be molded or changed into different shapes. Unfortunately, people are not ready to take that heat. Hello. Number two, people are not ready to bend or bend. Yes. Hello. Okay. And people are not ready to take the blow. Yeah, strike is the word. Thank you. But did you understand this? The same thing happens to us because we are all Iron Man. Iron does not bend. Yes or no? Iron has to be heated. Unfortunately, we can't do that. So, when I asked ChatGPT that is it going to be useful in business or not, ChatGPT gave a lot of things. I started digging deeper, and the more I started digging deeper, the more I just felt like, oh, yeah. So if anyone wants to get the entire series of what I asked and what the result I got, it is not my article. It is given by ChatGPT, but it has been trained into certain processes. Then probably in this video, you just type in about volunteer, just type in V somewhere, and I will compile all these things in a copy, and I will copy the entire thing. I'll tell you also the kind of prompt. There is no prompt actually been given here. It has been pre-designed into that, and you can get a copy of it. Go through that. You understand that this is a machine-made information, but it is so hard-hitting to us. It's a machine. It has never saw any feelings, any emotions. It is a trained algorithm, yes or no? But some of the things that it came out was really shattering for me. I asked ChatGPT that why do you think volunteering is very important when it comes to business? I'll just concise all these things, guys. It is very huge for me to read out all the points. So what I'll do is, might be after this session, I can just go to the YouTube whenever it is uploaded, and just type in V. I will send you the entire thing. Okay, happy? Okay, this has been designed. Why it is important? Why you should read this, and what it can do. I will also give it to you. There are certain things which I have written it down, but I've not made it here, which I'll also put in here. Look, what I am, able to sense in this last few years, maybe a couple of decades. People are here who are more older than me in age. You have seen many things about this. In the initial part of our lives, when I saw any kind of businesses, the business always wanted to become a bigger business, right? And they did something which was more of push marketing, going there, going door to door. Yes, I'm sure you have seen many people that do door to door marketing, direct sales, direct marketing, and then it went in a different tangent. Then we have got the online thing coming into place. Now people started advertising on online, offline, augmented, internet based, and many other things. And then started a different kind of a competition. Everyone wanted a website. Hello, everyone wanted a cloud storage space. Everyone wanted an email. Email became the communication source. There was no one-to-one guy. It was all written mails. Copywriting became very powerful at that point of time. Are you guys with me? Why I'm sharing you this story? Because I need to come to the word called volunteering. So when I saw all these things happening at my time, okay, I think I'm talking about around 24 years back, might be more than that. Okay, at that point of time, the traditional way of doing marketing and business was through paper, placard, pamphlets, handbills, handouts, right? And we needed volunteers who can stand in a crisscross road or any kind of event, and we need to give. But that was not volunteering. Initially, I have done that without any payment, nothing, just be there. And even though I was giving something free, people were not taking it. How many of you guys are able to see that? Okay, it was a placard, and I had nothing to do. I requested them. Then the second thing, what happened was the next move of business. Business wanted data from the market, and they started, getting into feedback collections, getting into questionnaire filling, and then again they wanted someone to do that for them. Okay, and this time they didn't mind paying a little bit of money to get a volunteer. And these volunteers were typically kids of some schools or some colleges, and they had wanted some pocket money, and they had nothing to do with the business. They have nothing to do with the product. They just wanted, hello, uncle, can you fill it up? Hello. Hello, auntie, can you fill it up? And you will get a chocolate or something. So that was another era where the volunteering thing came into a different way, and a new business started because people found volunteering is also something by which we can get money. We can get recognition. We'll get a t-shirt. At least we'll get some pen, paper, some kind of a stationery. And it evolved into another thing called as a freelancer. How many of you guys are able to relate to this story, right? And freelancers slowly became, good about their work and task, and they became subject matter specialists, subject matter executive. Then they became professional. Then they become subject matter experts, and then they become consultants. 2022 COVID has shown me some very different kind of people who are very good in probably something else, but they were pushed into some different kind of a job. And only when you put this heat and stress, I think COVID was the good thing that the Iron Man was now getting into a different kind of a shape. Hello, are you relating to the story? Some beautiful thing came out. People started to work on their passion. People started to work on their hobbies, and some people started making money out of it. People became influencers. People became vloggers. People became travel vloggers, chef, and so many different things. In spite of going to the traditional way of business, movement started into a different concept now. And if you see the consumer behavior, which people started to study around late 20 years back also, has changed into a different dimension. Earlier, customer was taken as a king, and the king had to be pampered. And today, when all these things are online, there is no king, there is no pampering. Either you buy or you get lost. That's the kind of a concept has come. But on the other side, some of the businesses which went in a different tangent and they wanted to create a different dimensions, they focused on customer satisfaction, customer delight, and many other such kind of words. And when you do all these things, there was a different kind of a consumer behavior, and I'll call it as the seller behavior is also managed. It is no longer a consumer behavior today. It is all about how the organization is behaving, how the organization culture is behaving. A new trend in HR also has been evolved, called as the organizational trait, culture, and many other things. How many of you guys are able to relate this? And everything started volunteering. Now the CEO cannot keep himself inside a closed air-conditioned room. Even the CEO has to roll up his sleeves and come and sit along with the workers. And that was the kind of a time when I saw first time Ratanji Tata's photo that he is sitting on on the ground and having food with some other workers. And it went in a different dimension. And Taj attack happened. These gentlemen did not even shy out to spend the entire time with each of the family members, coming that things. No one told him to do that. There was no PR movement into this. Are you guys getting this? There was nothing to do with charity here, but it was a self devotion towards the organization, and the family member was there. This is something which very few people can take. Correct? Very, very few people can take to get this thing. But today it is the active modality of working. Today you will find everywhere there is a place. So in the olden days, there was a box called as complaint box. How many of you guys remember that? Right? It changed into a feedback form. Now we have got chatbot. Can I assist you? Can I help you? That was a volunteer in 2000 millennial time. Right now, it is no longer that. The volunteering has come into a different dimension, which is called as ease of doing business. How much you can simplify things for the buyer was the next movement of the business and the entrepreneurship. If anyone, and by the way, this is not chat GPT, this is I'm telling you from my experience. And I think if anyone can record this also, it can be turned into a book as well. So if you see all these things, the biggest purpose today is to become a selfless volunteer as a businessman, because this gives you a different kind of a credibility. This gives you a different kind of a brand image. The credibility and the brand image is called as the trust today. And trust can be done only when you start giving than asking. So there is a different concept has come in 2024. If anyone wants to learn this concept, I'll tell you, your business is going to be rocking. Why I'm sharing you this? Because I have This is day 7 of my journey of another thing that I'm starting. Okay, and if you want to get into that other channel, today onwards it will start. All the videos will be published out there. So where I'm starting a company from scratch from 1st November to 1st March, you will be able to see all these things are coming up, and these are very powerful traits which are required, without which I don't think so a company can be formed in present world. What is the first thing? Is the founder has to be a volunteer, the first volunteer by himself. How many of you guys are able to see? You do not need to have this concepts and all these things. The first thing is, are you putting your heart, soul, head, money, relationship, network, every goddamn thing, your time, without expecting anything? Anything can go wrong, yes or no? It's a very different kind of a guts. That's why volunteering of business, what I'm talking about, it is no longer an easy game. You cannot just sit inside, start a computer, and go into freelancer.com and do this. You can do that, but how long can you do like that? I don't call that as a, might be there are people who are making money out of it, but how long can you do? You still need to grow. The growth is only when you have people with you, the right people with the right tool, with the right purpose. These are the 3 P's which are very important. Yes, place also does make a concern about this. Why I'm sharing with this? Because as I'm started, today's day 7, till yesterday, it was very difficult for me to identify the right person. If I find the right person, what is the right person? Right person is someone who has that kind of capability to put my thinking into real world and not expecting anything. Now that is something that cannot be found here. When I say this, because most of the time, people use the word called a startup in a negative way. The moment they say I'm a startup, technically they're saying I'm a goddamn beggar, I cannot pay you. I mean, I don't know, is it hard hitting or not? So rather than using this word called a startup, why not you call it as a volunteer? Yeah, I'm the first initiator, I'm the first volunteer of this kind of a business. And I would like to ask you this. So how do you give back to the society, and what all things can be brought back? Is it just the money, or is it just the fame, or is it just the feel good factor that I have a startup? Is all contradictional. It's a discussion and debate. So where is this volunteering word coming in? In today's session, I would also like to tell you that now the companies are going many steps ahead just to satisfy this person or bring in something called as a power of delight. For example, you have got different kind of things. I think business is all about, yesterday I was talking about the 5 different traits why people buy. And one of the thing is called convenience. Now, convenience, the more convenience you add, like for example, now you have to volunteer this as a business. For example, if you are an automobile showroom owner, you need to definitely give a place where people can sit and enjoy. That is called lounge. You need to take care of certain things like air condition, internet, what they are reading, hygiene, and many other things. This kind of thought process is only possible when you have that volunteering traits that we have just spoken. Otherwise, it is not possible. Yes or no? Even how to use this volunteering system and this extreme care. For example, every automobile has a extra wheel that is called as a step wheel. Yes or no? Every organization will have a fire safety thing. Yes or no? Somebody has volunteered this idea and this concept that something can go wrong, something can go on a different tangent. What can make things better? Okay, and add that beautiful part called as grace and gratitude to that guy. Right? I learned it many years back in a different tangent way. I saw there was a person who was a speaker. The first time he spoke, he got up on the stage. The first thing he did is the namaste, and he kept quiet. When the crowd became silent, the first thing he said is, "Thank you so much for taking your time, and I'm sure the next few minutes and the hours that we are going to spend, I would like to add value, and you can ask me any questions after that. I'm volunteering this entire 2 hours after my session to answer each one of your problems. And if I am not able to do it in that stipulated time, I will go home, I will record a video, I'll send you a personal note, but I'm going to do that." How many of you guys would love to do a business with this guy? Hello? Would you like to do a business with this guy? Why? Why? So if you see, it is beyond marketing, it is beyond any kind of traditional innovation, machines, and all these things. It is not there, but there is a very, very deep sense of serving. And is he going to be doing that? Now there are certain tricks are there. I'm a marketer. I understand the psychology in a different way than other people are looking at it. I look at from a director's perspective. These people, there are some top level guys. They do some charity. Okay, someone is funding some surgeries. Someone is funding some educational systems or some healthcare systems or creating some roads. They have hidden agenda of volunteering, of getting a credibility, getting a status, getting a PR, media, and many other things. Hello, right? I saw some of the things in the name of volunteering. People gave a food to people who are, the victims of COVID, victims of flood. They gave the food, they could have kept quiet, but they took a selfie. Everything, all the effort, what they have done, just by taking that selfie, it all got diluted. How many guys are understanding what I'm trying to say? Okay. And some people, they did all these things because they wanted to wash out the past nonsense that they have done. They felt this is the another way I can regain what I have done. Now, does it work or not? Yes, in Shastras, there are ways to do prayaschit. There are ways to, do certain, ways by which you can do. In the olden days, many kings, they have done different homas and yagnas to, do the past mistakes and all these things. Nowadays, there are some people are there who can teach you how to do that. But that kind of a volunteering, is it ethical or not? I do not know. So with that, I would like to end my session by just letting you know that volunteering is the first essence of business. And if you want to volunteer with me in this journey, what work, I do not know. How much I can pay you, I don't know. How long I have to work, I don't know. What you will learn, I don't know. If you have all this I don't knows, you can keep it silent for some time. Then you can type in V. I have an opportunity here where we need people also. Am I saving money? Of course, yes. Yeah. What you will get out of this, I do not know. How long? I do not know. Why? Because this is day number 7. So just a scorecard for you. In every videos which I'll be shooting, I'll be telling you my scorecard of this new business. Number of employees, 1. Amount earned, 0, negative in fact. Amount of hours invested, more than 16 hours per day. Okay, and what are the action steps that has been done? So we initiated this YouTube video. Second, we initiated some concepts of working out. We've identified our first 100 clients, and yeah, that's a lot of task, man. Lot of task. After 20, it was mind-blowing. So I have clarity of the first 10 to 15, but I don't have the clarity of the remaining 90 or 80 plus people. It will be the third day I took over a little bit of an action step here, and I got the office done. Yes, now we have a 5-seater office. The day 6 was, that is day 4. Day 6 was me shouting out loud and connecting to investors now. And just to share you one more pointer, I got the first investor meeting booked, but that is up to my caliber to connect with them. So my first meeting is happening tomorrow. So yesterday I got some 3 to 4 different people. I'm just searching different agencies and things. But something crazy happened. I got also the first lead yesterday. Even though I have not named the company, I have not named anything. Okay, I got first person who came and asked for the help, and I understood like why he came, and he's also willing to invest as well. And I think I can talk about all these things in the next probably videos. Today is day number 7. The task that I have identified for me is to plan the entire calendar for the next 3 days, because I've got only 3 days left. This is all going to be there because this is exactly 121 days, out of which 10 days I have kept it only for planning and strategizing. And I don't have much time. I have a lot of things to do. By the way, one more thing has happened. I am also I purchased a program which happens from an Australian influencer, and that happens at night, 2 o'clock Indian time. That's why I'm already dozing. You can see. Yeah, it's a lot of sacrifice. A lot of sacrifice. Why I'm doing this? I'm volunteering. Why? Because I know this is going to help many people who are going to be with me in this family. With that, I would like to pause today's session. Let me ask people in the next 4 minutes. What are your views of today's session? How do you feel about it? And yeah, let's listen to you guys. Go ahead. Who wants to share? How was this session for you? What were the things that you loved, you learned, and you feel that you should be taking it forward?
Thank you, Jada. I think that's a good discussion, and in different way. In sense, you are opening up yourself also, and also giving others the opportunity to be a part of the journey. So yes, I think it is all it's something. A very good discussion, I think, and I think people who are really interested, like me, would really be looking forward to be a part of that journey we're talking about. And of course, it's just as you talk about volunteering, there are a lot of things which person can do without even expecting, And of course, it's in the end, I'm sure it's not that the expectation that is important, but that something which comes out is what more important, The output of that effort is more important than the monetary or anything, things that comes out
Yeah,
of that. So, thank you, Dada, for the discussion. Thank you.
great. Thank you. If anyone wants to volunteer for us and you want to have a chat, I mean, we'll definitely have some eligibility criteria for doing it. We don't want to, really, in the name of volunteering, we don't want to take things as exploitations. That's why if you want to book a call with me, because right now I'm the one-man army for this. Yes, for other of my companies and other programs, I have people who I have support team, I have other things that can take care. But this is something which is absolutely different. Uh, I can talk about that later. You can type in V. I'll send you a link where you can book a calendar link and we can talk. The meeting will be only 15 minutes. There are only 4 questions. The questions will be given to you. So for creating all these things, I need a lot of time. And this has all happened in the last 6 days, right? Okay. Next person, you can share your point. Go ahead, Baniji. Then we'll go to Sagar. Then we'll go to Coach.
Awesome. Very good session. Lot of clearance about volunteering and about starting a business also. I think to make a strong foundation of a business at the starting, volunteering is most essential. What I can understand in today's session.
Yeah. I think everything starts with the volunteering. Okay. So a few days back, I wrote one letter. It was a newsletter, and I wrote this. Okay. Hanumanji and Dasarath ji both have lifted mountains. Yes or no? Now you'll be thinking, what? When did Mr. Dasarath? I'm talking about the guy from Jharkhand, my place. He broke the entire mountain into 2 parts. 27 years it took for him to break that entire mountain and create a road. Why? Because somebody in his life who has impacted so much and she could not reach to the hospital in time. And this mountain was in between, which took a round curve to the hospital. He said, I'm going to break this entire thing alone, single handedly. So I think volunteering definitely has a deep sense of emotional connections or a purpose for which you do so many things. Just imagine, no one is paying him. Hello? 27 years, no one paid him anything. Rain, summer, heat, winter, whatever it is. He was constantly working all these things. Why he was doing it? Was it a revenge? Or was it a volunteering for his village? Because after 27 years, he got his prize. But is the prize important at that point of time in his age? He got Padma Shri from the President of India. He got many other things. He got a movie called Mountain Man in his name. But is it really important? What is important? I leave it to you to decide. Next person.
Mm, Yeah. Volunteering is actually giving. So it is in giving that we receive actually. And it's, for talking about in the business sense, it is actually the foundation.
Mhm.
When you have good foundations, you actually set an example and you actually you have people who have the same mindset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. I think you got some pointers here. Yes.
Yeah.
What I notice is I'm reminded of Ramayana, where even the squirrel contributed, right? So at the same time, even Jamban contributed, Hanuman contributed, depending on their capacity to contribute. Here we don't know what I can contribute.
Yeah.
So the clarity is needed in terms of how many hours can I contribute? Can I contribute just a few hours every day? Or can I contribute 5 hours, 10 hours every day? Right? I believe the upper limit is not a concern. The lower limit is a concern in the sense what minimum level that you would accept.
A beautiful question, and I have a beautiful answer to this. Many of you guys might know I come from a place where there are a lot of mines, coal mines. It's in Jharkhand. And if I tell you that if you dig another 1 kilometer, there is a big diamond, reserve is there. Okay. And if I tell you that after 1 kilometer, there is nothing, just only gravels and stones are there. Now I'll ask the same question. Let's say you do not know what is there. What would be your answer to yourself? How much energy or how much intention are you going to put to dig that thing? My answer is that.
Great. So I think it goes back to the I don't know part. Okay.
Yeah.
If I don't know, am I willing to put in the effort?
See, some people are very happy. They are doing meditation, penance, and all this devotion thing from many, many years. But have they reached to the God level or not? Even I also don't know. But they are doing it every day. They're doing. They have some anticipation. Okay, I have to reach to that level. Yes or no? They also have a purpose. But in doing that thing, in creating that tunnel, there are certain things. Either you will learn or you will learn. There is no failure. Now the question is how much to do. When you are tired, when you are frustrated, then don't volunteer. That will not be volunteering, it will be frustration. That is my way of thinking. Yes? Yeah? But if you make volunteering as a fun, then there is a beautiful story. It's called as Tom Whitewashes the Fence. Have you read that story? Okay. It's a very beautiful story. Yeah. And please read that story. You will understand this. When you make boring things very exciting, people pay to become a volunteer. Yes or no? Now let me tell you the other side of it. There is a gentleman sitting in Coimbatore running a different kind of a educational system for elevating people's consciousness. People have to wait for 2-3 years to become a volunteer there. Do you know that? Yes or no? There are many such clubs, many such associations and organizations are there where just for volunteering, people put token money in advance. Am I making sense? Hello? People bribe other people. "अरे, मेरे को भी volunteer बनना है." Yeah, I've seen those things. How many guys here? Hello? Yeah. And I will tell you, we had a festival a few days back, and these people needed volunteers to direct the vehicles to another side. Okay. And I had a wish to do some dadagiri in between. So they gave me a band. That band was an identity because I was a volunteer here, and they gave me a stick which I cannot use on anything else. But I had the power to direct all the vehicles to somewhere else because people were, kids were dancing and all those things. Are you guys getting this? That is also volunteer. Was I paid? No. Why I did it? I loved that because I had a power to direct all the vehicles. For some time, I became a fantastic traffic police with a lot of smile, but I had the stick also with me. So there are different ways too. I think you guys got it right. So volunteering can give a different kind of an experience, different kind of a power, different kind of an understanding, learning, patience, and many other things. And which diamond you are going to hit on hard or hit first, I don't know. So if you go with that same enthusiasm, like if it is a stone digging thing or a diamond digging thing or nothing digging thing, the journey is more important than the time, I feel. You might get a lot of grace when you do probably 5 minutes. Yeah, good. It's up to us, right? And I'll tell you, volunteering, when it is put as a pressure, it is very, very difficult. I went to one of my friend's marriage, and usually in our side, the head of the family would wait in the as in the main door to receive the guests who are coming to bless the new couple. Yes or no? I think many of you guys know. And this person, is nicely dressed, and everyone, hello sir, thank you so much for coming. He's taking this, please. That's the only thing he has to do. Yes or no? Yeah. And I'm a very distant friend to this guy. He asked me, okay, I have to take my leave. Can you take my position? Can you? So it was an obligation for me, but I took it in a volunteer way. Now I started to greet every goddamn guy. First thing was I did not know this uncle. He is from the male side or the female side. I had no idea. Now I was given the things. I received everyone as if like they are my kumuka bichrawa bhai, and I hugged them and I enjoyed. Many people started to ask me, "You are on which side? The bride side or groom side?" What? I don't know. I'm in a friend's marriage. Something happens to him. I don't know. But the thing is that volunteering thing, for to some extent, it was fun for me. It was great for me. I was networking with people. Actually, I was practicing my connectivity skills, whatever I learned, and I used it in a very beautiful way. Some people looked at me like this. Some people loved me. Some people wanted to know my phone number also. Hello. But after some time, I had a pain here because that fake smile was hurting me. Are you guys getting this? Okay. And this pain was unbearable after some time. And I was looking for another volunteer to relieve me. And I gave my place to this gentleman. That's the cycle it started. Okay. So with that, I would like to end this today's session on a happy note. And I will see you tomorrow or wherever you are able to see this, watch this. In this description, I'll share the link of this new YouTube channel. And we are just right now around 35 people have joined in. Uh, am I trying to monetize this? No, I'm using the YouTube as a data bank for this entire journey. I will continue doing this till 1st of March. If God gives me power, you give me love, and people give me that money to energize this entire thing in a proper way, then probably I can continue this for the next some time. I have no plans right now. So with that, I'll pause today's session. Thank you so much
Dada,
for attending.
I
Yeah, go
want
ahead.
like, can we know more about what volunteering? I mean, everything would be. I mean, it's not.
Whatever ChatGPT is given, I'm going to copy the entire thing and give it to you.
No, no,
And
not about that thing.
yeah,
About volunteering in your new venture or whatever.
I told
You,
that, right? So we will be meeting for around 10 15 minutes. And I've got only 4 questions. And the questions will be given to you beforehand before you come. And you need to, and the fifth question I will ask. That will take around 15 minutes. And if you are good, if you are fit enough, then we'll work. If you are not fit enough, then I will work for you. Good.
in
I'm also volunteering.
in
Right.
how long this volunteering would be, Dada? I mean, in terms of like you are saying till March, and then it would go beyond, or what? How is it that?
I have created a kind of a imaginary deadline. Why? Because there are 2 birthdays I have, and this is all because of my grandfather's goof up. So I don't know he increased my age or decreased my age. My actual birthday is on 2nd of March, and he made it as 1st of November. So now I have got 2 date of birth. So how do I utilize this? So 1st November to 1st March is exactly 121 days. God bless me. The 2nd of March to 1st November is the second thing. So I have got a short-term plan, and then there is a long-term plan. So short-term plan is this. So in this, I'm using the first principles of 37 multiplied by 3 is 111 days. Planning needs 10 days. I'm on the 7th day today. I've got 3 more days max to plan the entire thing. I think I've done almost like around 30-40% to my bana chuka hu main. And how long it is going to be, I do not know. So why 1st March? Because 1st March is a deadline so that I can start the phase 2 on 2nd of March. So that's the actual truth, nothing hidden.
And one more thing, Dada, I also do volunteering, and that is
Okay.
like selfless volunteering.
Okay.
So in that we are being like told what you want to do, what you love, you do, and
Yeah.
there is also not a compulsion like about time. If I want to do 2 hours, if I want to do 8 hours, So it is like that. So here you are saying, for example, if I want to join in the volunteering, then I
See,
also need to, yeah.
I had an opportunity to work in hospital. Okay, and in the hospital, there are, let's say there are 10 beds are there. In out of 10 beds, there are 5 beds they have the patients, and 5 beds they don't have the patients. Okay, now I'm supposed to volunteer at so and so time. At so and so time, the patients were in a different thing, and there are other people serving them. Now I had been given the chance to volunteer for the empty beds. What should I do? You got my point? Okay, what should I do? I started cleaning that place. No one told me what to do. Did you get my point? How long the cleaning took? I think whatever the term was. Then I started arranging things there. Okay, getting things from pharmacy, getting things, these things. Then I still had time. I didn't know what to do. I started decorating that place. Right. So it is up to us how to utilize that time. Again, there are certain problems are there in volunteering who has time biasness. In Bangalore, there is a hospital which is called the Sathya Sai Hospital. Have you heard of this hospital? The hospital completely runs on volunteering systems. The problem is for the patients. Now, if I am a patient and I go there, there is a doctor there who treats me nicely and I'm happy and I have to come back after, let's say, 3 months for a checkup. Okay? Now, this gentleman had a volunteering duration. They come to India, they do this selfless thing like how we are doing it, and they have a stipulated time. But the patient came after third month. He is expecting the same doctor, same person, and now the doctor is not reachable. And there is a lot of things which happens in the psychology in terms of healthcare also, right? They wanted to meet the same doctor, yes or no? Like my mother wants to meet only one, of her favorite doctor only. Even though I know the doctor is of, great value, it is not going to be. So we have so since he is a family doctor, so I call him as uncle. So I know what kind of placebo things can be given. I know what to do. So similarly, the answer is, um, in this case, phase one is open. Phase two will be definitely, you know, given with more clarity where you can utilize, what you can utilize. So you are asking me something which is still not, it is probably in the, some are in the mind, some are in the paper, some are in the Excel sheet. And nothing has been executed so far other than the 6 days right there. The answer is how much time you can contribute. I don't know. If you feel it is fun, if it is giving you things, and if you feel if it is diamond, then you know what to do. But if you feel it is coal, you will reduce the time. You feel it is dust, then it's up to you. Your
Dada,
enjoyment will up and down will happen.
yeah. Actually, when I do volunteering, it's like yearly twice I go for volunteering, and then it's not complete like every day I do. So it's like 4 or 5 days yearly. And so it's easy to do volunteering, and that is there we do selfless. I mean, we don't get anything. So
Yeah.
here,
So,
yeah,
I think it is up to, when you say you don't get anything, I will not probably agree with you. When you invest some time, you are getting something out of it. Either you are learning, either you are
right,
getting something which you might not know. Which,
right.
someone said half glass full or half glass empty. I always tell it depends upon the thirst of that guy. What
Yeah,
kind
my
of thirst?
point, yeah, my point is that like here we need to do volunteering every day. So there is also financial thing involved in this. I'm not saying like
Now,
yeah, it
now it
should
is not
be.
volunteering.
No, I'm not saying like that. Like what I have been taught, like what we learn, like you also, they say you don't come for volunteering. You also have got people to serve at your home as well. First, you do serve them, and then you go for volunteering.
Yeah,
So now, yeah. So it's like we also have to look after what people we are living with. So if I have to
correct.
contribute, for example, 6 hours, for example, to Dada, and I have to think like, "अरे, मैं कमाऊंगा कैसे?" I'm not expecting from you. So my point is like, if we get to know like how long or how many hours we have to do that, then we can do give a commitment.
Okay.
That's my point.
I cannot tell you on a direct note, but I can tell you from my experience. The session in which you are right now, that is called dumb mastery. Dhamastri, if you look at the Facebook group, because every day I record this and I put it in the Facebook group. If you scroll down, if you have that much of patience and that much of energy in your finger, it is, coach, how much? How many days? Unmute.
I think more than 2.5 years, I know personally, but it was going on for maybe 4 years, 5 years. I don't know, even before that.
Okay. So daily 1 hour, just imagine, and that too not even taking a single paisa from anyone. Okay. Daily 1 hour. I'm there. Not even 1 hour. I'm here before that. Yes or no? So you can ask anyone. So there are certain things I have also done. I have used something called as a dojo with Dada. This is something which is I'm creating 666 different kind of objection handling sequences. And for that, every 10 objections, I put it into a 90-minute structure and I invite all the people who are present in the FEST. FEST is the Finance Excellence Strategy Technocrats. Okay, that's the kind of a flagship program I have. I bring in everyone here. How much do I charge? Zero. Zero. How many days? 66 days. That means 66 weeks. But for that, I have to learn, I have to study. Forget about that. I have something called as monthly meeting. Okay. I will give you the link for one thing. You will understand the amount of energy that it needs, the amount of study that I need, the amount of research, amount of networking. The next monthly meeting is happening on 13th of uh, November. That is the next week. Now just imagine amount of study I have to do for that. Okay. For that 3 hours, how many hours I have to do the preparation? And how much do I charge? Zero. Your money will come only when you are serving them and they understand that gratefulness. I learned it in a different tangent. I thought of not telling this, but the truth is this. Why are you still sitting here? Because you know that any moment you will be here, you might be learning something beautiful. Yes or no? Why I'm sitting here? I'm volunteering because I also have a reason. I'm volunteering because it is keeping my cycle, my ritual correct. Yes or no? I'm telling you, this is my selfish intentions. Why? Because I'm here at 7 o'clock. I have to be prepared at 6 o'clock. Yes or no? I'm the first one to come and the last one to leave. I invited you, for which I'm spending money. That is also volunteering. To invite you also, I have to have WhatsApp, email. It comes on a bulk. I spent a lot of money on spending, like connecting to thousands and thousands of people. Did I charge anything? No. Why? Because I know one thing. If you learn from here, if you go out, I will get my credibility back. Yes or no? Are you guys able to see? I cannot talk about other people. I can talk about me. Am I bragging about it? Of course. Why not? आज 5,000 घंटा हो चुका है 5,000 घंटे के बाद एटलीस्ट मैं बोल तो सकता हूँ कि आई एम डूइंग ऑल दिस थिंग्स एब्सोल्युटली फ्री and it gives me a different dimensions. I'm doing it because even if there is one person, I will be still doing the Ram Mastery. If there is one person in the dojo, I will still come. But if there is no one, then this time and energy I will devote to something which is more beneficial to somebody else. Is it fair? Because my mentor taught me to give the water only to the thirsty, not to the bursting. So are you thirsty enough? I leave it to you. You got the answer? Okay. I can tell you mine, right? I write newsletters to all of you guys. Okay. Have you seen today's newsletter? It has reached exactly at 6:10. I know that precision, for which there is a software that is sending it to, I don't know, 10, 20,000 people. But for writing this, there is you can see the images. Each images has been given a particular prompt, put into AI, and then put it. It has taken more than a couple of hours for me. How much money I'm getting out of it? I do not know. Why? Because when you want the fruit, then you have to take care of the root, Mama. And taking care of the root is a volunteering thing. The root will not give you anything here. Yes or no? The root will not give you the green signal also. That will come when even I also don't know. Am I making sense? But the root thing is very horrible. It is dirty. It has to be taken care of. You have to take care of the pest. That is volunteering. Farming is a beautiful example of volunteering. Yes or no?
Another good example, Dada, I think the growth of a bamboo tree. You never know, for 1 year, 2 years, it's not coming
Yeah.
up. But
You never
then
know.
suddenly you see the whole thing has come up in no time.
Yeah. See, it's a thing. Okay. Uh, so how many of you guys find my newsletters are valuable? At least today's newsletter. I have spent almost like 3 to 4 hours to design that newsletter. Every point has been crafted from different researchers out there. Did you get a chance to go through our today's newsletter? You will see, I've just made it more interesting here. It is little lengthy. You cannot read it in one go also. So what you will do, you will technically unread it and you will keep it in your inbox. Yes or no? Correct? So this is my smartness. If I have got 10 such kind of mails in your inbox, every day when you're opening your inbox for any other goddamn thing, you're looking at me only. Am I serving you so much? You never know from where I can get people. Right? So volunteering is also a technique which I have used to take over companies. And this is not me. Volunteering needs a different kind of a patience. Yeah. Can I share you something very powerful? It is taken from that same thing what I've written it in the email. The moment you listen more, keep your mouth shut. You are doing almost 50% of the volunteering. Yes or no? That is the first rule. Second rule, the moment you are not questioning the purpose, that is the second part of volunteering, and you are doing something, you are actioning something. Third thing, when time is not abound, because you will see all the rishi, munis, and yogis, they don't sit with a watch. Okay, 2 hour. They don't sit with that. Have you noticed something like that ever in your life? Hello? Okay, right? So volunteering is a part of practice. In spiritual areas, they call it as Kriya Yoga or whatever yoga. I don't want to get into that, is not my field. My field is business. I will leave it to it. I think my spirituality is inside this. Yes. Now, how much time and how much money? You reach to that level, even money will also come, to you without you making an effort. I think I learned it in a different way. These are certain things which, unfortunately, the MBA does not teach you. MBA does not teach you volunteering, and I can openly shout out loud. It cannot. Like swimming cannot be learned inside a classroom. Volunteering cannot be learned also inside by reading a book. Impossible. Self-help books can excite you, inspire you, motivate you. Volunteering is something where the tire meets the road. Patience, no one can teach you. Patience, only volunteering can teach you. Volunteering has a lot of side effects also, good effects also, bad effects also. Bad effects are all the learning struggles. Everyone has gone through this. In this monthly meeting which is happening, I'm not going to be disclosing that every month I put a personality. When you learn about the personality of this guy, he's a Padma Shri, by the way. Okay, I'm just giving you certain things. And we are going to learn the 10 traits. He took over the entire thing just by volunteering, entire thing of the business. And he is Forbes rank 38th in the world. Can you imagine? Okay, how it started? Volunteering. Some of the biggest people started getting all these things by volunteering. Am I doing to promote it? No, I'm just trying to make the journey more interesting. Is it going to be interesting? No way. It will be more tougher. Why? Someone said, how much time do you need, Amit? How much I can dig? I don't know. You might hit the diamond now also, or you might hit the diamond after 10 years, or no diamond at all. Yes, hello? Possible, sir? Possible, yes or no? The same thing is in our life also. Tomorrow morning I'll be awake or not, I do not know. But I have a plan. I am putting effort to this. I have a people around and I'm working for it. Yes? Hello? No one knows. No bloody astrologer can tell you tomorrow morning क्या होगा. तो कितना भी अंगूठी पहन ले, कितना भी माला पहन ले, कितना भी जप कर ले. No one knows next second क्या होने वाला है. But we all have a wish. We all have a dream. We all have certain things. I think the first part of you to understand Bhagavad Gita, they say, Karam karo, phal ki chinta mat karo, sab chhod do. volunteering is also how to learn about sacrificing. Business and learning business with sacrifice and grit and guts. Unless and until you volunteer, you will never learn. You cannot run a business unless and until you have that empathy inside you to do something for you. I leave it to you. It is up to you how you want to take it forward. If you have these questions, how much, when, what I'm getting in back, then they are not meant for volunteering, my dear friend. Dadabada, I want to try. Okay, try. It will be boring. It will be very boring. Why? I don't know. I might give you something. So in the olden days, Gurukul system was used to make people understand about volunteering. You have to get up before the Guruji and you have to sleep after the Guruji. Yes or no? You have to go outside and beg, come back, cook that goddamn food, whatever you have collected, then you give it to others. You are the last person. Yes or no? Yes or no? Yeah. You will have a lot of pain. Mr. Karna and Parshuram, both were there. He was sleeping. The scorpion was biting him. He volunteered to take the pain. Yes or no? There are so many examples of this. Are you willing to take the pain? Not because of the Guruji is going to bless you, but just because it is a volunteering that I don't want Guruji's sleep to be disturbed. Let me absorb that pain. When you have that kind of a thing, unfortunately, there will be no one, I think. No one. That's why I'm taking this alone. Still, if you want to be interested into this, I'm telling you, this is hard, this is boring, this is tough, this is, you will feel yuck. Yeah. Starting anything is very tough. Yes or no? Pushing the cart for the first time is very difficult. But when it rolls, everyone wants to ride it. Yes or no? Yeah. And initially, when you start something, according to Mahatma Gandhi, he says, people will laugh at you, mock at you, joke at you. And when you are successful, the same stupid people are going to ask you, how the hell you did it, sir? Please teach me. Please take me along. I'm in the first phase now. Abhi to jamin khodna baki hai. I know people are going to mock at me. And one more thing I forgot to tell you. Yesterday, someone hacked my YouTube. There was a live session of some nonsense happening for some 1 hour, and I had no idea what was happening. All this teething problem will be there. It's okay. That is what is business. Taking people's pain is business. Yes or no? That is the biggest thing in the business. It is not that MBA thing. Sorry. If you don't have that caliber to take people's pain, people's problem empathetically, no one is going to teach you that. Your AI system will not come there. Yes or no? Chalo. I think the session became beautiful, became bigger. Are you able to see? I have a lot of work also, but I'm still here without any money. Why? Volunteering. All right, guys. Thank you.